Hello and welcome to the Genetic Engineering revision video from scienceworksheets.co.uk. Please like, subscribe and comment to support the channel. Genetic engineering is the process of modifying the genome of an organism, and this is done by inserting a gene from another organism. The aim is to give a desired characteristic. How to carry out genetic engineering? First, we need to identify the desired gene. Then we'll cut out the desired gene using enzymes. This gene is then inserted into a vector. A vector is like a transferring agent. So sometimes we can use a bacterial plasmid as a vector, and the plasmid is then taken up by the bacteria. So the bacteria will be the target cell. As the cells grow, that's the bacterial cells, and reproduce, they will copy the gene. And so the organism, which is the bacterium, will now show the characteristic. Another alternative is that we will use a virus as a vector. And when a virus infects a cell, it will insert the genetic material, i.e. the gene, into the target cell. As this target cell grows and reproduces, it will copy the gene. And so again, the organism will now show the desired characteristic. Genetic engineering in medicine. Bacteria can be genetically engineered to produce useful substances. An example is human insulin, which is used to treat diabetes. In the future, it may help treat inherited disorders by adding the correct working allele of a gene to a cell. Stages to genetic engineering, using human insulin as an example. The cell in the pancreas contains the gene for human insulin. The human insulin gene is cut out of the cell from the pancreas using an enzyme. A plasmid is extracted from a bacterium. The same enzyme that is used in stage 2 to cut the gene out is also used to cut the plasmid open. And then the human insulin gene is inserted into this plasmid. The human insulin gene is sealed into the plasmid using another enzyme, and a bacterium will take up this recombinant plasmid with the human insulin gene. And the bacteria with the plasmid that contains this gene will reproduce, and at the same time, human insulin will also be produced. Benefits of genetic engineering in terms of agriculture. Plant crops have been genetically engineered to be resistant to diseases or to produce bigger and better fruits. Genetic engineering can increase crop yield by making plants resistant to insect attack. This means that fewer crops are damaged, so more food is produced from the same area of land. It can also make crops resistant to herbicides, which are weed killers, and this allows farmers to kill the weeds without harming the crop. Benefits of genetic engineering in terms of medicine. Genetic engineering allows microorganisms, such as bacteria, to produce human proteins. For example, insulin is used to treat diabetes. This provides a large, reliable and pure supply, unlike older methods which used animal insulin. It also has the potential to treat inherited genetic disorders by inserting a working copy of a faulty gene into a patient's cells. This is known as gene therapy. Risks and concerns of genetic engineering. Environmental risks. GM crops that are resistant to insects may lead to a decline in insect populations. This can disrupt food chains, so there's fewer insects, which means fewer birds. GM crops may cross-pollinate with wild plants, spreading the modified genes, and this could lead to reduced biodiversity or the growth of superweeds, which are resistant to herbicides. Risks and concerns of genetic engineering. Health risks. GM crops may contain new proteins that could cause allergic reactions. The long-term effects on human health are not fully known, and there are concerns that antibiotic-resistant genes used in modification could transfer to bacteria. Ethical concerns. Some people believe genetic engineering is unnatural because genes are transferred between species. Concerns about playing God or interfering with natural processes. There are worries about large companies controlling the food production, and some people think it is wrong to modify organisms for human benefit. Thank you for watching. See our revision notes. The link is in the description.